Hi, and welcome to today's episode of Weekly Football Waffle podcast. This week's episode, is going to be a little bit different, mainly because of two reasons. The first reason is that we have international break, and there's not much of Premier League action going on that we could talk about. So I'll be just sort of ranting and just chilling here. I don't really have a script today, so I'll just be ranting, I think, about a couple of subjects I wanted to mention. And the second reason why this week's episode is a bit different is because I'm just here by myself. There's no Max with me today. I'm just gonna rant by myself to use today, and I hope that will be enough. There's some reasons why I'm not going to be mentioning it, obviously, because that's just, not really needed to be said here. Anyway, so the first sort of part and subject I want to touch on today is that, I saw a lot of people being upset with the international break. I saw a lot of people, especially on Twitter, being upset that footballers have to play in this hard conditions, where there's coronavirus, there's many games as well, and and then there's going to be so many more injuries, obviously. And at the start, obviously, I saw mostly Liverpool fans being upset about that because, as you probably know or you don't know, their entire fullback, their entire back, their entire defence is injured at the moment. Half of them, Premier League, half of them international break, which obviously isn't ideal, and I feel for them, honestly. I feel for them. But, then I actually saw other people talking about, that it's unfair to footballers because it's such a hard conditions, and I get that, right? But then I think international break and the injuries that are happening right now, I'm talking purely physical injuries. I'm not talking about infections as like coronavirus infections. I'm talking about purely injuries, physical, during the game, during the training. We wouldn't avoid that. If coronavirus wasn't here, the international break would be still going on and they would still get injured. That is my point of view. That is how I see it. So bragging about it in that sense that, there's so many injuries, it doesn't really make any sense here, if I'm honest. But I get where these people are coming from. It's hard to see players from your favorite team to get injured doing games that are friendlies or, as they say, not as important. And I also saw, people saying that all the Cups games should be also cancelled. And I'm like, no, this is the part where smaller clubs that aren't really successful can play with a bit different, teams, and they can just sort of get a new perspective or see their possibilities a bit different than they usually would. And I think it's very important that we all have all those cup games and, all of the international break. I know it's hard and it's annoying if we talk about the international break and the coronavirus and people getting infected and then they can't play during the Premier League games. I understand that frustration because I actually was it the last international break, Kieran Tierney was apparently next to a person who was infected, and then they tested him and he was tested negative, but then for some reason Premier League they said no, you can't play, and it was like a whole mess. I think he ended up playing in that game, but I remember I was frustrated, but I think I was just more frustrated because obviously the test was negative, he wasn't infected, so there was not really a point of holding him back to play the game. But yeah, I don't know. I want to know, what do you think? What do you think about the international break? Apart from, I know it's really boring because there's not many games to watch and there's, a week of Premier League skipped, or even 2 weeks if you think about it. And it's sort of annoying. I know Twitter goes really, really dead during that time as well. So I was just sort of thinking, what's your opinion? And just, I actually want to know. So either DM me on my personal Twitter or on our podcast Twitter. I would reply. I would read that, all of that. I'm really, really curious. So yeah, do that, please. Second subject I actually want to touch on. I actually needed a break because my throat was absolutely numb there. I don't think this podcast is going to be long, but anyway, the second subject I want to touch on was something that was happening during the international break, which I thought as an Arsenal fan I should sort of, mention, because I think it's really, really weird, and I wanted to talk about it. Is the fact that, the situation with Tony Cross and Aubameyang. I don't understand what happened there. I don't understand why, and it was so unnecessary. I think, honestly, I know it wasn't Tony Cross who said that. So, okay, for people who don't know, I'm just gonna bring it back. For people who don't know, what happened was Tony Cross's brother said somewhere in an interview, I think, or somewhere online, that he doesn't respect Aubameyang anymore because of how he celebrates his goals, because he puts masks on, and not the coronavirus mask, the I don't know, for example, the Black Panther mask or stuff like that. And what happened was Tony Cross agreed with his brother's opinion, and he said yeah, I agree with you, blah blah blah. And that started the entire thing. Somebody found it online and brought it out to the daylight, and everybody went nuts. Everybody went nuts because on one of the pictures of Aubameyang there was Marco Reus having a face mask as well. I think he had a Zara mask on, but Tony Cross didn't mention anything about that. So a lot of people assumed it's a very much of a racist issue there. And then so also with this situation, they started bringing up the old things that Tony Cross said, which was that the fact that Ozil was saying that there's some sort of racist situations happening in the Germany national team aren't completely that's not true. And then there was something else. I actually don't remember. There's one more thing that he had some issues with. Oh yeah, he said that Sancho's not no, it wasn't Sancho, it was somebody else, but that they don't want Germany to win. And all of the people that he sort of had his statements out are people of colour, and it's sort of weird to be so bold, especially in 21st century 2020, to just say stuff like that and not expect hate, not expect comparisons to Hitler or other weird comparisons. Honestly, that's what I saw. And Aubameyang replied. He replied on Twitter, right? He said that he hopes that Tony Cross has kids because he's done that for his for his sons, and he just wanted to bring joy to them. And he also made a lot of big. It's it was for kids, and there was something else added to that tweet, something about a kindergarten that was really happy with Aubameyang or something like that. And then obviously this beef started on Twitter, the official Twitter, obviously. And then, Tony Cross replied saying that, yeah, Tony Cross has 3 kids. And then, so they're starting, there was back and forth, and I think it's so childish from, firstly, Tony Cross's opinion was unnecessarily brought up to light. I don't think that should have ever been said out loud. Even if that's his personal opinion, just don't say that. You're a professional footballer, obviously everybody's going to be talking about that. So it was really, really weird, in my opinion, to sort of bring that up there and be so bold about that. And then, I get it why Aubameyang wanted to respond to that, because he felt attacked, and he felt attacked for a very ridiculous reason, if you ask me. So then the whole thing started, and then in my opinion the rest of what was going on there is just very, very childish, and it should not ever happened. They're grown up man, just act up to what you are. Just remember that everybody's looking at you. I know you're not a movie star or anything like that, but you're a footballer. Footballers are famous these days. This is a big thing for everyone. So I think that was very, very unnecessary, the entire thing, and it sort of shows and yeah, and then I saw, Twitter was just buzzing with all the weird masks, memes, and Tony Cross glued into different things. I just that was actually like that was funny in my eyes, but the original thing, I think it was very unnecessary, and shouldn't have happened. And yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna be talking about, or what we're gonna be talking about in the next episode. This one is pretty quick one. I just wanted to rant for a little bit, just wanted to let you know. What else I can say here? Well, I'm looking forward to the Premier League weekend. I really look forward to Sunday to see Arsenal play Leeds. I was just very, very, very much missing my games. I hope that we can pull something out there, that we can finally, start being the team that we always wanted to be. I trust what Arteta said in his plan. I know it takes time. It doesn't go overnight, and I really am annoyed with people who are saying that Arteta out already, because honestly, the guy was here for he's here for like a year, not even a year yet, and you're already judging him and telling him to go. Look at what Klopp did. It took him a couple of years to get where he's at right now. So just if anybody is an Arsenal fan that is listening to this, please just think and be supportive, and everything will be fine. That's my sort of point of view. Obviously, I get annoyed as any football fan when I watch the games or after the games, the emotions, I'm buzzing and I'm annoyed and I'm mad, but it just shouldn't matter, because in the end it's just our club that we support. And I'm just looking forward to all of the fixtures. Honestly, I think I might spend the entire weekend watch every game, because I missed Premier League so much, even though some of the games probably won't be worth my time, as it happens. But yeah, I really enjoyed this little chat. I hope you liked it as well. It's just, honestly, I just did a one cut there because I couldn't breathe anymore. But apart from that, I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope to see you very soon next week in the next episode of the Waffle podcast. And yeah, thanks for listening.